Hey guys, Brad Callen here. I wanted to create a quick tutorial video just to kind of give you guys an overview of the Teamly platform. Now, this is going to be a super informal video. I'm going to give you a pretty broad overview of the Teamly software. If you want more professional videos, what you'll want to do is you want to scroll down the page, down to step 2 here, training videos. And if you click this button here, it's going to take you to YouTube. It's going to take you to our professional individual training videos on the Teamly software. But in this video, I want to make it super informal and just give you a sort of a quick head start on how to use the Teamly software. So a couple things. When you are on the download page, so for the majority of you, if you've purchased Teamly, you're going to be taken to a page that looks kind of like this. Okay, at the top, we have our knowledge base. This is going to teach you how to use the Teamly software. This is our support desk where if you run into any issues or problems, you can contact our support team. We also offer live chat. So if you click this, it's going to take you to a live chat page. And then we have our training center, which is going to take you to our professional tutorial videos. Now down here, this is super important. So step 2, access Teamly. Now, currently with Teamly, you can download Teamly to a Windows computer. You can download Teamly to a Mac computer. You can also access Teamly from the web. So if you wanted to use Teamly from Chrome, from Firefox, from Safari, anywhere that has internet access, you'll be able to access Teamly. Now, of the 3 options here, I would highly recommend that you download and use the desktop version of Teamly. Okay, only use the web-based browser version if for some reason you don't have access or you can't use the desktop version of Teamly. Okay, the desktop versions, both in Windows and in Mac, they have all of the features and functionality of the software. The web-based version is slightly limited in that you won't be able to record screen capture videos from the web-based version of the app. And that is a Firefox and a Chrome sort of downfall. So again, highly recommend you download either the Windows or the Mac version of the desktop application, and you just leave that running down here in the system tray of your Windows or your Mac operating system. Okay, so I've already downloaded Teamly to my desktop. If we open it up here, as soon as you download and install Teamly on your desktop app, it's going to look just like this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and log in with my demo account, username, and password that I created. You're going to want to log in with your username and password that was emailed to you. If you don't have that username and password, or you can't find it, again, just contact our support team from here, or you can email support@teamly.com. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Now, once you're logged in, you're going to be taken through a short wizard the very first time you log in. So I'm going to go ahead and take you through this real quick. So let's do it. Name your workspace. Your workspace is going to be typically whatever your company is called. So in my example, I'm going to use an old company name. So let's just say this is an older company that we had. So Brixen Incorporated. I'm going to click next. Now here we can upload an image for our workspace. I'm just going to go ahead and leave the default. I'm not going to upload an image, but I highly recommend you go ahead and just upload your own image here. But for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to click next here. Now here's where you can add everyone to your team. So let's say you have 5 team members that you want to add to your Teamly workspace. This is where you will send the invites. So in my example, I've created a couple demo Teamly accounts so that I can invite a couple more people. It's pretty self-explanatory here. And I had created these prior to creating this video. So I'm going to go ahead and click next. Okay, so create your first project. Now, a project would be, let's say, for example, for my company, Brixen Incorporated, we had a software product that was called Testly. It was a split testing software. So typically, a project might be the name of your software. It might be the name of a product that you own, that you're working on. It could be, basically whatever you want. But in my example, I tend to use the specific projects or products that we're working on is our project. And again, you'll want to upload an image here that signifies and looks nice with whatever it is. So in my example for our Testly software, I might upload the logo for Testly right here. But for simplicity's sake, again, I'm just going to click next and use the default here. So we'll click next. Now Teamly is building our custom workspace, and we're going to wait until this finishes. It's creating our first project, so it's creating our Testly project within the Teamly software. Now it's sending the invites to the 2 members that I invited. Now we are going to go to our dashboard. Okay, so now we're here in our dashboard. Now from our dashboard, we can do several different things. I'm going to go ahead and pause this video now, and I'm going to accept the invites to the Demo 2 and the Demo 3 account so that you'll see those users down here in the chat box, and it's going to allow me to show you how to send chat messages to other users. So hang tight. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I have accepted the 2 invites, and you'll notice up here in the top right, now there is my profile, and you can add your own profile image here, which I highly recommend that you do. So you'll see myself here, and then if we click on the +2, you'll see the other 2 users that I have invited and accepted the invite. So we have John Smith and we have Jane Smith. Okay, so currently in our workspace on our team, we have 3 users, myself, and then we have John and Jane Smith. Okay, so first thing is first, with Teamly, you're going to be able to communicate remotely with your team wherever they are in the world. So our team is located all over the United States. We have team members in Russia and Romania. We have team members in India, Pakistan. We have team members in Malaysia, all over the place. And we're able to communicate with our team inside of the Teamly application. No matter what location they're in, it works super, super quickly to communicate with them. So let me show you how to add a quick chat message. Let's say I wanted to talk to John Smith. I'd come over here to Teamly Chat, click this little plus icon here. Then I would click on New Chat. And then from here, I can go ahead and type in John Smith. Okay, so here's John Smith. I'm going to do Start New Chat. And you'll notice when I do that, over here, we have John Smith. Okay, from now on, John Smith is going to be located over here in the sidebar. So anytime I want to talk to John, I just click on this little thing here, and then I can say whatever I want. So, hey John, good morning. And we'll hit enter. There's my message to John. Now I'm going to open up my web browser where I've logged in as John Smith, which is here. So this is the John Smith computer. Pretend I'm John Smith now. You'll see that John Smith has a message here from Brad Callen. So if we click on Brad, message from Brad Callen says, hey John, good morning. So I'm going to be John Smith right now. And I'm just going to say, hey Brad, thanks. Let's get rolling. And I'm going to send a message back to Brad. Okay, now I'm going to come back into, and I'm going to be Brad. Okay, so I'm going to log back in to the desktop application. So now I'm Brad, and you'll see that John replied. New message from John Smith. Hey Brad, thanks. Let's get rolling. So that's how you do a chat message. Real simple. I'm sure you probably know how to use any sort of chat, program. Teamly works really, really well with chat. Now, if you wanted to, let's say, create a group chat, what we have are departments. So let's say you have different users different team members who are parts of different departments. So let's say, for example, you have 5 programmers, you have a couple designers, maybe you have 10 people on your customer support team. So what you'll want to do here is you want to create different departments. So I'll go ahead and click on New Department, and let's go ahead and create a customer support department. So I'm going to go ahead and type in customer support. We'll select a color. I like yellow. We'll do that, and then we're going to make our customer support department a private department. We only want our customer support team to be able to see that department over here. We don't want people in our design team or our programmers in some cases, or maybe our content team seeing the chat messages in that specific department. If we did, we could leave this as a public department, but we're going to choose private here. And then we're going to select which team members are on our customer support team. So in this case, let's just pretend that John Smith and Brad Callen are on the customer support team. So we'll check those. We'll click create. And then now John Smith is going to be able to see this department here, as well as myself, Brad Callen. Now Jane Smith, let's go into Jane's account. So Jane is logged in from this browser here. You'll see over here, the only department that Jane can see is the general department. She cannot see the customer support department. However, myself and John, we can see the customer support department. So let's say, for example, the customer support team, they're going to be talking to one another inside of this specific department. So let's say that I wanted to send a message to the entire support team about something. So just a quick update. We've released our new version of Testly. This is our split testing software. Today, let's go. Whatever that message might be. Now I send this here, and this message goes to the entire department. So everyone that's in the customer support team sees that message. So if we come over here in the web browser here, and we look in the customer support department, you can see that here's a message in the customer support department from Brad Callen. This is John Smith's account. All right, so I'm gonna hop back over to the desktop app. So that's how we do individual chat. That's how we do a department chat. If we want to do group chat, let's just say we wanted to do a chat between John Smith, myself, and Jane Smith, we would do the same thing by clicking the plus icon here, new chat, and then we would just select multiple users here. So we'll do John Smith, and then we'll do Jane Smith. Now this is a conversation that we're having with John and Jane Smith as soon as I click the new chat. So I'm going to click that. You'll see down here, now John and Jane are down here. Super easy, super simple. Okay, next up with chat, we have workflows. Workflows are super important, okay? If you click on workflows, you'll see that we have Kanban style workflows. Now, this is very similar to some of the other project management tools out there that are solely Kanban workflows. With Teamly, we have everything integrated together. We have chat integrated with workflows, with files, with SOPs, with screen capture. It's all in one slick user interface. So with Kanban boards, let's say, for example, you wanted to create a new board. So you'll come up here to workflows, and you want to click this little plus icon here, and then we'll create a new workflow. So let's say, for example, our content team that's in charge of, publishing blogs to our blog. So, articles to our blog. We might say that this one is our blog workflow. And, we have 3 people here in our workspace. So if I want to add all 3 of these people to our blog workflow, I can do that. If I want to only add 2 of us, so let's say Jane is a content writer, okay? So I'm going to get rid of John because John's in customer support, and I'm going to go ahead and click create. So now I have our new workflow created. You'll notice it's blank here. And what I'll need to do is I'll need to create the different columns. So we might want to create a column. We'll call this one to-dos. So we'll type it in there. We'll click the little plus icon, and we see it right here. There's the column. Then we'll do another column. This one is in progress. So these are all the ones that are currently in progress by our team. And then we'll do, let's just say, I don't know, we'll just keep it simple. But you can do as many columns as you want. So we'll just say finished, right? And then let's say we'll start creating some tasks. So we'll click on the task icon or the task button here, and we'll create a task. So what I like to do, let's say this is our blog content workflow for creating blog posts. So our task title might be the name of the keyword. So let's just say our main keyword that we're writing an article on is split testing software. And the reason I'm doing that is because, like I mentioned, we have a software called Testly, and it's a split testing software. So we'll just put in split testing software. We'll enter description. Our description might be write a 2,000 word article based on the keyword split testing software. And we could add all sorts of different specs in this description here, but for now we'll just keep it simple. And we are going to then assign someone to it. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to click create. Now we have this card over here. Now if we have a bunch of different people that are seeing this workflow, currently only myself and Jane Smith see it, but let's say we have a bunch of different writers. What I like to do is I like to have the writers come in and select which article they want to write. And by doing that, they come into the workflow, they click on the card, and then they assign themselves to it by clicking this button. So they might come in here and click this. Jane Smith would be like, this is my article. This is what I'm going to write. So she'll assign herself to it, and then she'll close it out. And you'll see that Jane Smith is now assigned this card. Now, let's say that Jane wanted to start writing this. What she'd do is she'd click it, and she'd drag it over to the in progress. Now it's in the in progress column, and now everyone on the team that has access to this workflow sees that Jane Smith is writing this article. Okay, and we can create as many different columns as we want. So let's say, we wanted another column. Let's say in progress design. And to move a column, you just click on it and you slide it over here, wherever you want it. To change a column name, you just click up there and you can just update the name right here, click enter. So this column here could be the writers are writing it. Okay, once Jane is done writing it, she'd take this card, move it over here to the in progress design card. And maybe we have a designer and the designer keeps an eye on this column. So anytime a card or a task is in this column, the designer comes in, clicks the card, opens it up, and Jane might at that point add a comment down here with a link to her finished article. If she's writing the article inside of the Teamly application, if she's writing it in Google Docs, if she wrote it on her computer and wanted to upload the file here, she could do that. But she'd leave the article somewhere in this card for the designer. So let's just say she wrote it in Google Docs and she put in the Google Doc link here, whatever it was. She'd add a little comment, and this comment here would be from Jane if I was logged into Jane's account. And this link here, when clicked, would take the designer to that article so they would know how to design it. So the designer would click the link, design the article, and then they would come into the card here, and then they would click add file, and they'd add the design for that specifically to this card or this task. And then they could, maybe move this over to another column that's for the programmer to add the article to the blog or whatever. And then as soon as the task is finished, we just move this over to the finished. And then what you're going to see is you're going to see a giant list of all of the articles that are finished, that are completed, that are live on the blog all the way down this column. And it'll scroll down and down and down. And the process is just moving from column to column to column. And you can create workflows for anything. You can create as many workflows as you want, depending on which account tier that you have access to. All right, so that's workflows in a nutshell. Next up, SOPs, super important. So SOPs would be standard operating procedures. Now in SOPs, you can organize your SOPs by department. You can organize them by specific people, however really you want to do it. So what I like to do is I like to create a folder. I'm going to create a folder and I'm just going to say, this one is my customer support folder. And I'm going to click add. Now I have a folder here called customer support. Now if I go inside this folder, now I can add all of my customer support SOPs inside of this specific folder. So I'm going to create a new SOP. We have a big list of pre-created SOPs for all sorts of things here. You can use these as templates to start with, or you can start from complete scratch. So in this example, I'm just going to start from scratch. We'll just call this SOP support tickets. Call your SOPs whatever you want. We'll add this to the customer experience category. And I'm going to click blank SOP. Now when I do that, it takes you to a screen here where you can just type out your entire SOP. Now I'm not going to do that for the simplicity of this, but you can format your SOPs however you want. You can add pictures, you can add videos, you can add tables, bullet points, all the things that you would expect to see in a standard operating procedure. You can add it all right here, as many pages as you want. When you're done, you'll click Save File. So I'm just going to type something here, test. Save it. Okay, now the SOP is successfully created. We're going to go back in here. You'll notice when I go to the customer support, you'll notice that we have a new SOP called support tickets right here. Now it's unpublished. Unpublished means that no one's able to see this one yet. So if I come back in here and I click on this little thing right here, published, now everyone on the support team can see this SOP. Okay, so I'm going to click back and you'll see now the customer support, now it's published. So now everyone has access to this specific SOP at any time that they want. All right, next up, files. Files, again, super important. Many people save files either on their computer, in Dropbox, on Google Drive, many different locations. The nice thing about Teamly is that all of your team's files can be located inside of the Teamly app, which is incredible. Okay, you're gonna have super quick access to all your files instantly. You don't have to log out of any apps. You don't have to log into any other apps. Just stay logged into Teamly. You can go from a conversation with John Smith straight over to files and grab your files here. It's super awesome. So again, with this, you can create folders. You can organize all your files here by creating folders. You can just click the add file and you can upload your files from your computer. You know, however you want. It's all super self-explanatory. I'm actually not going to show you that in this video. If you want more details on that, just go ahead and watch the professional videos below this video. All right, so next up, screen capture recording videos and screenshots. I use these all the time. Okay, screen capture video is exactly like the video that I am creating right now. Okay, exactly like this. Audio, video, you can see my screen, you can see my mouse moving around. So with Teamly, it's super easy to create screen capture videos. And you know, once you have Teamly, you don't need to pay for any other screen capture video software like the majority of people do. You can cancel your account with those, and you know, everything, again, it's all inside the Teamly application. So let's say, for example, I'm talking to John Smith over here and I want to explain something to John in a chat message. Okay, so in order to do that, I would want to create a screen capture video for John. Now, what I would do, I can do two things. What I like to do is I like to come down here to my system tray, click this, and then I like to right click on the Teamly icon here. So if I right click, I can create a screen capture video or a screenshot, and I can do it right here. So let's say, for example, you know, I wanted to explain something to John, and I wanted to go into my web browser. So I'm in my web browser on this starting page here, and I wanted to explain something to John. All I would do is I'd come down here to my system tray, right click, create screen capture video, up pops this little crosshairs, and I'm going to select the area I want to record. I'm going to record this area right here. And then from here, I just click capture, and we're going to see a countdown timer here, and I'm going to be able to record my video. So right now, this video is being recorded. So, hi John. You know, if you want customer support, you can click on this. If you want to go to knowledge base, click here, live chat here, training center here. Okay, it's all super easy. So essentially what I'm doing right now is I'm creating the video for John. And then when I want to stop it, I'll just click stop. And you'll notice when I click stop, the video is uploading to the server. Your recording has been successfully uploaded. You can find it within the Files tab. Shareable link to your screen capture has been copied to the clipboard. So right now, that video that I just recorded, it's been copied to my clipboard automatically. And it's been added to the Files section here. So if I go into Screen Captures, Videos, you can see here's the recording that I just took. Pretty awesome. It's right here. I can access it whenever I want. You know, I can share the link. I can download it to my computer and email it to somebody, or I can just save it on my computer. But I'm going to show you, since, like I said, it's already been added to my clipboard. I can just hit Control V right now, and it pastes it right into the chat box. So there's the video. So now all John has to do is click that link, and it's going to open up to the web browser, and he's going to be able to see the video. So you can see the video here, the exact video I just recorded, all within the Teamly app. Super easy, super simple to use. Highly recommend it. The same thing works for screenshots. You do the exact same thing, but this link would be a screenshot rather than screen capture video. So that's one way to create screen capture videos and screenshots. The other way is this little button over here. You can click this, and when you click that button, it's going to open up the little widget here. And then you can select screenshot or screen capture video, and you can capture things, you know, from this little widget. I much prefer this down here because it's so easy just to right click. And let's say if I was in my web browser or something already, I don't have to click the Teamly app to open it. I can just click here and right click, and then boom, it's there. Super easy. And again, this is the screen capture video functionality is only available on the desktop applications, both Windows and Mac. So that's why I highly recommend you just download the desktop version and you leave it running at the bottom of your system tray in Windows all day long. It'll quickly become your best friend, I promise. Okay, and the last major feature right now that I want to go over in this video is time tracking. So let's say you have people on your team that you're paying them hourly. So they would use the time tracker here, and the time tracker is going to keep track of how many hours that they're working each day and specifically what they're working on. So if you click the little time tracker icon here, it opens this little widget up. And what you can do is if you're an employee, you'll click and you'll start the time tracker. So we'll select a project here. So Tesla project, and we'll turn it on. As soon as you turn it on, you'll notice the countdown timer is going to start here, and it's going to start tracking their time. This is what an employee would do. Now, as an employer, you can view the amount of time that they've worked and specifically which projects they have worked on. So, for example, I could come to team time reports. It's going to pull up the screen here, and you can view everyone on your team, how much total time, how much money they've earned based on their salaries, what times during the day they've worked, and so on. Click back. You can also view your own time reports. Very, very similar, to the other one for the team. You can also view individual screenshots of what the employees are working on. So you can set it for, every 10 minutes you take a screenshot of their screen, and it helps keeps the team on task, like I mentioned in the book that I wrote. Okay, and finally, just to wrap things up here, there's a couple other things that you can do inside the Teamly software. If you want to create more projects, let's say you have other software projects that you're working on, or other websites, or other products that you're creating that have different team members, you can organize things by project. So you can just click this little plus icon here, and you can create a whole another project with a different name, a different description, a different little icon label over here. It's really neat. And when you click each of these, it's going to navigate you from team to team. So let's just say I wanted to name this project Talkia. This was another old product that we created back in the day. So I'm going to leave these blank for now. I'm just going to click create. Probably shouldn't have done two T's, Tesla and Talkia. But if you added your own icon, it's going to look drastically different. But if you want to navigate between teams, you would just click on the tab here, and it's going to take you to the other team. So you notice under the Tesla project, we have Jane and John Smith on the team. Under the Talkia project, we don't have anyone yet, but we could add those to the team by clicking Manage Team. And then from here, we can click Add Members. And then from here, we can enter the email address, select the role for them, and we can add the user to specific projects all within the screen. So that's one thing you can do. You can also create multiple workspaces depending on the level of Teamly that you own. And again, this is organized by business. Let's say you have a couple different businesses, maybe the Brixton Incorporated business, and then a Teamly LLC business, and another business, whatever the case might be. And you would just click on the different tabs up here to navigate to your different workspaces. Other things, if you want to invite users, you can click this button here and you can invite users to your project and workspace this way. Super easy. So you can do it that way. You can do it by clicking Manage Team. Other things, you can go into your account. You can update your password, notifications. From here, you can change your password. You can add your two-factor authentication security. You can see notifications in terms of how you want to receive your notifications. All that's done within here. You can add your profile image and whatnot from there. Now, if you want to go back to your dashboard, you'll just click on your tab here. So this is the the Tesla project. We'll click that, and here we are back to our dashboard. And that's essentially how you use Teamly. Now, over time, we're going to be adding a lot of new features to the Teamly software. So this is just a super quick overview. I know it's kind of lengthy, but the Teamly does so many things. So again, welcome to the Teamly family. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our customer support team. And, scroll below this video. There's other professional tutorial videos below this video. I just wanted to create this quick video just to welcome you, give you a quick hi and let you know that we are here and more than happy to help you. Thanks again for choosing Teamly.